Every man has two wolves fighting inside him. One wants to build, one wants to destroy. Moon Knight shows us what happens when you stop feeding the wrong one, and why most men never figure this out. The real war isn't out there, it's in here. And until you win that battle, nothing else in your life changes. This isn't just Moon Knight's story. This is the war every man fights in silence. Marc Spector isn't a hero when we meet him. He's a man running from his past, running from himself. Stephen Grant is the mask he wears, innocent, clumsy, terrified of the world. But here's the part that will mess with your head. This isn't a superhero story. It's a man's mind shattering in real time. If you're feeling this in your chest right now, you're ready for what's coming. Hit subscribe, because we're about to go deeper into the war every man fights in silence. Dissociative identity disorder sounds clinical, but what it really is survival. When life breaks you in half, the mind finds a way to keep you alive. Stephen wasn't a mistake, he was a shield. But here's what most men don't realize. You might not have DID, but you've got parts of you you've buried. The disciplined you, the angry you, the hurt kid inside you. And until you face them, they control you. Stephen wakes up in strange places, confused, terrified, because he's not the one driving. And that's how most people live. They wake up one day realizing they haven't been behind the wheel of their life for years. This next scene reveals something most men never realize about themselves. When you refuse to face yourself, life will drag you there, kicking and screaming. Stop right now and really ask yourself, what pain from your past are you still carrying? What moment still lives rent-free in your head? Because Marc's story is about to show you exactly what happens when you finally let it go. Think about that first big blackout fight scene. Stephen wakes up, blood on his hands, terrified. No idea what just happened. He hears Khonshu's booming voice, feels that chilling presence following him through the hallway, the fear, the confusion. That's exactly what it feels like when you finally see the parts of you you've been running from. And then the mirror sings, Marc on one side, Stephen on the other. Two men, same face, screaming at each other about who's in control. That moment hits because we all have that argument inside our head. The voice that says, play it safe, fighting the one that says, take the risk. The voice that says, stay down, fighting the one that says, get back up. Even the suit scene, Stephen panicking, trying to summon the suit, only to appear in that sloppy three-piece version. That's what it looks like when you try to step into your power without owning who you really are. You look ridiculous, until you finally integrate. And remember the first time Moon Knight takes over fully? Marc stepping forward, eyes glowing, moving with confidence. That's what it feels like when you stop running and finally face yourself. Everything clicks, everything slows down, and you finally feel like you're the one driving. And then there's the episode in the psychiatric ward. Stephen thinks he's gone insane. White walls, fluorescent lights, Harrow sitting across from him, speaking softly like none of it ever happened. This is the moment most men face when they start to wake up. You question your own sanity. You wonder if you imagined your pain, if maybe you're overreacting, if maybe you should just go back to sleep. But Marc doesn't stay there. He refuses to accept the easy answer. He pushes deeper, follows the clues, and risks losing everything just to get to the truth. That's the part most people miss. The road to freedom will make you think you're losing your mind. You will feel alone. You will feel like you're breaking apart. But that breaking is what sets you free. This is where it all began. The pain no one wants to talk about. Marc's brother dies. His mother blames him. And a child's heart can't carry that weight, so it splits. Marc becomes the protector. Stephen becomes the escape. And decades later, the man is still living out the child's trauma. You can't heal what you won't look at. How much of your life right now is just a reaction to the pain you never faced? How many decisions are you still making from a place of fear, not freedom? Wait until you see what happens when he finally stops running. But the real twist comes when he dies. Moon Knight doesn't just fight bad guys, he dies. He faces judgment. The scales of his soul are weighed, and they don't balance, because he's still at war with himself. That's when he finally faces his past, and Steven sees the truth of why he exists. Your soul already knows what's true. The question is, will you face it? This moment changes everything. When Marc accepts Steven, they stop fighting each other and start fighting together. This is the moment most men never reach, the moment of integration. Jung called it shadow work. It's the moment you stop running from the part of you hate and invite it to fight by your side. Freedom isn't becoming someone new, it's owning who you already are, and that, right there, is where real power begins. Marc stays as Moon Knight, not because he's Khonshu's slave, but because he chooses to be. That's the difference between a prison and a purpose. Your past can chain you, or it can forge you into something unbreakable, but only if you choose to use it. Here's why this matters for your life right now. Your pain is either an anchor or a weapon. It's either holding you back or making you unstoppable. Which one it becomes is up to you. Most men will spend their whole lives fighting the wrong enemy. They'll punch at the world, at women, at bosses, at governments, and never realize the war was always inside. But if you're still watching this, you've already seen the truth, and once you see it, you can never go back. Comment below, what's the voice in your head that needs to be silenced? And which character should we break down next? Maximus? Tyler Durden? Someone else? Your suggestion might be the next video. If this video hit you in the chest, don't just scroll away. The algorithm will bury this unless you engage. Like this video if you're ready to face your shadow. Subscribe to Worthy to Rise if you want to become who you were meant to be, because this is just the beginning. Every week we're going deeper into the stories that reveal who you really are underneath the mask. You're not here by accident. You're here because you know you're meant for more. So rise.